So I think all of these
So
could be hit at the latest by 2031.
that's amazing. That is an incredible shocker information for me because I'd assume that 400 billion is like so far away.
Yeah.
2035. Actually, no, it can happen sooner.
Now let's take a look at the bots.
Okay.
So this one, again, too, we don't know about the time frames, but in my model, just to go through these numbers, I've got them making 100 bots this year. Whatever, it's not consequential. I've still got a slow ramp next year. I've got 500 in here, right? They've got some issues to work out that they're not ready to mass manufacture them yet.
Yeah, let me just interject that the fact that Tesla now made the Optimus version 3, which was a complete redesign of version 2.5 and 2, that actually does not make it sound too conservative at 500 next year anymore. Because once you've created a brand new design, you start it from scratch all over again.
It's kind of for internal testing and their suppliers and so on. It's a small number and it's not economically material to the company. And then I've got 5,000 in 2027, 150,000 made in 2028, 400,000 in 2029, and 1 million in 2030. And by the way, 1 million robots, if you assume that you can make 10 bots for every car, that's equivalent to like 100,000 cars, which is not a stretch for a company like Tesla. And this is in 2030. So the cumulative number then crosses over 1 million between 2029 and 2030. So sometime in 2030, per this model, you'd get to 1 million, let's say by June of that year or whatever it is. But I think these numbers are heavily sandbagged. To me, Elon wants to ramp this up sooner rather than later. Is it going to take them 5 more years to develop a bot that's commercially viable? I don't think so, right? So I think actually this ramp here, we could get to 1 million. If I really tell you what I think and not
Please.
making a model conservative, I think it's 2028.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not ready to go there, but let's go through the arguments. Elon just said, right, he is locked in on humanoid robots or Optimus. That is what he's spending. He's burnt the midnight oil, he said just this week. Focus on that.
1 million robots, again, sounds like a lot, sounds like a big number. It's not.
What's the car equivalent?
Well, if you think that you can make 10 bots for every car, then that's the car equivalent to 100,000 cars. If you can make 20 bots for every car, then it's only 50,000 vehicles. They made 50,000 Cybertrucks in the first year.
Yeah, and you're giving them 3 years to get that production locked in because it's such a brand new product. Every supply chain's all brand new. But once you get there, it's equivalent to spitting out 100,000 of those a car that year, which is doable.
Nothing for a company like Tesla. So it's interesting, at a fleet size of 1.5 million bots, that's generating a net profit of about $60 billion at that point. Okay, assuming a bot makes a profit of $108 a day in this example. And because the bot business is just getting going, the PE on the bot business, if it was a standalone company, probably would be 100 or more. And that would get you to a $6 trillion valuation on just bots. So
wow.
It's not going to be any challenge meeting the valuation targets, and I'll show you here in a second.
Yeah.
Right? And actually, if we go to the next page, let's put all four of these together.
Before you move on, I think you need to give us the exact definition of this milestone of bots, because did it say humanoid bots or didn't? Because it includes bots, like other form factors.
So bot means any robot or other physical product with mobility using artificial intelligence manufactured by or on behalf of the company, including Optimus, and any other successor, replacement, or enhancement to such. Bot that substantially performs or provides similar functionality, such as a robot or other product using artificial intelligence, and it's being understood any vehicles shall not be considered bots. So a bot's not a vehicle's not a bot. But basically it's Optimus plus whatever else they come up with that is capable of
physical interaction.
Yeah.
Let's say a Roomba. Let's say they create a vacuum cleaner. I think that's included. That's an AI bot.
Technically, it would be. Yeah, I highly doubt that Tesla's going to get into that business particularly, but yes, it could be other.
I'm just saying that there's we had lots of references by Tesla AI team members referring to humanoid bots and bot animals. They refer to it, bot animals. And so you're thinking, just any form factor. It doesn't have to be a humanoid per se. Right. It can be a small art. And then, Elon keeps referring to R2D2s. It's not just C3POs. He said there's going to be a bunch of R2D2s. Well,
Yeah. So every bot needs a friend, I guess, huh?
yeah. But having said that, I don't know. It's hard for me to say that if you're locked in and focused on humanoid bots and you're barely making 5,000, 10,000, 100,000, you're not going to go and fool around. You might announce it, but you're not going to create a production line for something unless it's like half the body or, similar parts.
Well, they announced the vacuum cleaning bot.
The what?
The vacuum cleaning, the car cleaning bot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if it's AI powered, then that would qualify in this category. So you're going to need a lot of those.
You think so? You think that that vacuum cleaning thing is?
Well, it says product with mobility. So the question is, how mobile is that bot?
What does that mean, right? Is it freely roaming the earth, or is it like a fixed thing? That's not mobility. I don't think that's mobility. That's
again, it depends on how that bot functions. If it's on wheels and it rolls around anywhere, then it would be.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, I do. So maybe if there's bots made associated with robotaxi, great, maybe. But okay.
Yeah.
Or
so again, let's just pause on this page actually before we go to the next one and just look at as you scale bots. And Elon says that they want to scale and ramp this like no other product in the history of the planet.
He did say that.
Right. And so by 2035, the end of Elon's compensation plan, I've got a fleet size of 170 million-ish bots. Okay. Let's say it's 100 million. Let's say I'm off. Okay. That's 2034. So go up 1 year, right? That's a business. If the bot is earning $44 a day, it's earning 1.6 trillion in net profit. That's after tax. And if you apply a PE ratio of 60 to that number, that's a $93 trillion market value. Okay.
Forget the 8.5 trillion.
Yeah. Right. I mean, if we get numbers anything like this, if they can pump out bots per Elon's wishes or even something similar, the numbers are staggeringly large. Let's say the bot fleet is only 20 million. So go back to 2032. Okay. And let's make that our 2035 number. There's 20 million bots in the world, 21 million bots in the world, earning $69 a day. That's $544 billion of net profit and a $43 billion $43 trillion market cap just on the bot business.
A 43x by 2035, even if you're super competitive. And 20 million bots doesn't sound like it's doable. Once you get to 100 million or any more than that, I go, okay, maybe not. Yeah. But 20 million bots, I think that's doable in 10 years. Pretty good, possible.
And by the way, I've mentioned this before, but I think we should mention it again. Bots aren't just going to be used on planet Earth. In case people don't know, Elon has a space company. And you're going to send bots to Mars before you send people. Now, I don't know how many bots need to go to Mars. Do you need to send 10 million bots to Mars? Probably not initially, right? The numbers may be small, but
it's going to be small.
Over a 10-year time period, that could still be a significant number.
Yeah, they're not going to go to Mars. But I mean, in SpaceX itself as a company, could order 100,000 of these bots just themselves. I get that.
Yep.
And they're rich enough. They got the money. They can make Starlinks. They can make, in the factories. Although the Starlink thing is all automated already.
It's automated already, sure. Yep. But maybe they want to automate more of the production of the Starship. Maybe bots can help with that too. I'm not sure. But there's lots of opportunity. Again, let's not just limit ourselves to planet Earth. It's clear with the success of Starship that we're going to be doing a lot of work in space.
Okay. So what we clarified today is that, first of all, the definition of bots is not just humanoid. It could be anything.
Yeah.
And million, you put a million in 2030.
Yeah. And
which is what he
you
said.
Ask me what I would really say is 2028, I think is the number where we could hit a million bots.
He just recently said a million 2030, but then that was before he was given he accepted this plan. Or he might, you might say he already knew this plan, so he says a million. Or that he wants to tell you a million, but now that he's got the plan, he's actually got to say it's 2028. That's his actual goal. And this gives him buffer.
So. There was a period of time there where I think he was negotiating the plan, and he was actually kind of negative on bots. And it was kind of puzzling for me because prior to that, he'd been really positive about it. But now it's all starting to make a little bit of sense to me. There's no reason to talk up bots too much if you're negotiating a compensation plan.
Yeah, you're trying to hit the 1 million. I think it's really 1 million now. And to be fair, they slowed down the year because they wanted to do Optimus 3 because he felt that the hands were important. Yeah. And and that is 100 times harder to make. All that's make it that much harder. Okay.
Yeah. It's more important to get it right than to be quick.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you want to be right and then be quick, right? He wants to scale it up. And so the million bot production or the million bots delivered, that's just a signpost on that rapid ramp of bot production. It's just a marker that they're going to blow past. All right, so let's put everything together. Now, this is taking all the elements of my model. So I've got the autos, and you can see just if we go down the auto column real quick, I've got the auto business generating about maximum 50 billion in profit, okay, just from autos. So he's not going to get to his 400 billion in EBITDA on autos alone. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's clear. So as much as they've got auto stuff in this compensation plan, clearly he needs something else other than autos to get there. You can add energy storage, and that might be another 65 to 70 billion. That doesn't get you there either. Okay, and semi between the two of those doesn't get you there. You might make 3 billion or something on that. Services and other doesn't matter. So robotaxi, though, by 2035 could actually deliver 400 billion in profit. Mm-hmm. Right now, this is not EBITDA. This is net profit. So the EBITDA might be more like 600 billion at the point that you're generating 400 in net profit. So robotaxi by itself could hit that 400 billion EBITDA number. It's probably equivalent maybe to 300-ish billion in profit. So that's 2031 to 2032 on robotaxi alone. Okay.
And if you add the others, then you can get the 400.
Yeah. Well, again, we don't need to get the 400 here because this is net profit. This is a fully taxed number where the EBITDA number is before taxes and depreciation.
Oh, so it's going to be easier. So if you get 290 plus 34 plus 42, that's rounded up to 3 something. You're probably at the 400
you're
EBITDA.
There. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. Okay.
Yeah. So, and then Optimus also could get to the $400 billion number probably by 2032. Again, greatly depends on how quick the ramp is and when that happens. It could be sooner. But if you look at the total company profit number, the blue column, the first blue column with the box around it, between 2030 and 2031, I think they would get to that $400 billion tranche. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it is entirely possible that Elon could hit, in my opinion, could hit these numbers in 5 years. It's entirely possible if things accelerate a bit.
Because 400 billion EBITDA is the final number that he needs to hit.
That's right.
Of the 12 tranches.
Yeah. Now, the first one is 50 billion. So let's answer that question first. When do they hit 50?
Yeah.
It's probably in 2028.
Okay.
Okay, at the earliest. And then the next one's 80.
Yes.
That could also be 2028, but probably 2029.
Yes.
And the next one's 130. It's probably 2029. Next one's 210. Could be in 2030. And then 300 could be 2030. And then the 400, 2030, 2031. Okay. So I think all of these could be hit at the latest by 2031.
That's amazing. That is incredible shocker information for me, because I'd assumed that 400 billion is like so far away. Yeah. 2035. Actually, no, it can happen sooner. Now, the 50 billion, when did you say that was going to happen? 2028?
2028. So
the funny thing is, it could be that the 50 billion EBITDA could happen before you hit any of the other product milestones.
It's true. That's possible. Although we had 2028, I think, for bots delivered, 1 million. That could happen that year. And we had robotaxis potentially in 2027.
No, you said the million robots in 2028.
Well,
yes. You're optimistic, because you actually wrote down as 1 million in 2030, and I agree with the 1 million 2030, not 2028. So no.
Yeah. I'm bringing that one forward. So, yeah, it's a race, I think, in my opinion. I think the robotaxi one probably is first, and then come the 50 billion in earnings shortly after that, and then probably the bots around the same time period or shortly thereafter.
Okay, I'll put the bots to 2030. I agree with you. The 50 billion and 1 million robotaxis, and both before 10 million active FSD subscriptions, and certainly not the 20 million vehicles.
Yeah.
Okay.